Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X research and professional physicist. And today I'd like to bring to you another one of my articles. This one is entitled, Can Planet X be under intelligent control? Now, the Planet X system is made up of many, perhaps tens of thousands of dead star systems. They are dead because they are depleted in energy in the form of photons or light. Their cores are no longer able to generate energy. The low energy status has caused these objects to have low gravitational influence and to therefore seemingly have little mass, but some are much larger than the Sun. But even though they are weak gravitationally, the lack of energy has turned them into strong energy absorbers, which has in turn turned them into destroyers of other celestial objects that are still able to generate energy. And you may look at Article 452 entitled Planet X Objects are Destroyers with Low Gravitational Influence. This is why the name Destroyer System would be a more appropriate name for this system of dead star systems. And you may look at Article 368 entitled The Destroyer System, Planet X and the Oort Cloud. This system has been coming in as comets for thousands of years and has thus been drawing energy and high energy matter from the Sun for those thousands of years, and now these objects have destroyed the Sun to the point that it has lost its corona, in other words its atmosphere, and can no longer emit light. And for more details on that, you may look at Article 453 entitled The Sun is Now a Dark Star. And you see some of these objects in the Sun's corona or atmosphere, drawing corona from the Sun and absorbing energy from the Sun. You can see this gravitational vortex connection that this one is making. This is what's called a solar tornado. And they do exactly the same thing when they come into the Earth's atmosphere. And they are able to come into the Earth's atmosphere just like they are able to go were able to go into the Sun's atmosphere. These objects have thus been coming to Earth from the Sun ever since comets have been observed moving in towards the Sun. These objects are able to enter the Earth's atmosphere just like they were able to enter the Sun's corona because they do not have an outer electron layer, but will not collide with the surface of other celestial objects, as all celestial objects have positively charged cores which then repel each other. And here you see some of the evidence we have of these objects being within the Sun's atmosphere. You can see this is a dark spherical object immersed in cloud. And this is what happens when they come into the Earth's atmosphere. There is cloud condensation around them. They draw water which condenses on their surface and leads to clouds form on their surface. And here you see one that seems to have punched a hole through cloud. And it at first may look like a break in the clouds, but if you look carefully, you can see that the surface of this ring is actually convex. It curves downwards, and you can see the cloud along the sides here, and it's a convex surface. So this is actually the bottom of one of these objects, and it's poking a hole through this cloud. And you may look at Article 410 and Article 479 for more details on these. But can they be controlled? Since they are absorbers of energy or light, it should be possible to control them with light, i.e. aim a laser at them and then move the laser in the direction we'd like them to move in. And here you see one of these objects, a Planet X system object or a stellar core, very close to a sun simulator. We can see it's a sun simulator because we can see straight lines in its outline. In other words, you can see that it's hexagonal just from these here. So this is not the Sun. The Sun has gone dark. This is a sun simulator that has replaced the real Sun, and they've been deployed in our atmosphere. So this shows that these objects are attracted to sources of light, and it thus becomes possible to control them. So it does seem that it may not be possible to stop them from being attracted to planet Earth, but it seems likely that they can be directed to move to a certain spot on the surface of the Earth through the use of lasers. It is thus likely that the powers that be are using lasers and probably radar not to create artificial storms, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions, but they are using these light sources as control mechanisms for the Planet X system objects, which are then creating the storms, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions in the regions of the Earth that they would like to have them occur. Human beings may now be doing this evil, but the idea is not new. These objects have been coming to Earth for a long time, and the Bible contains an account of their being used by the enemy of mankind in the ancient past. In the Bible book of Job, we learn about a very rich man who lived in the East, who was righteous and loved his children. From the length of time that he lived, it appears that he may have lived a little after the flood. And Job went through severe trials, or he may have lived before the flood as well, I cannot be sure. But we read about his severe trials, and we read in Job 1, verses 6 to 12. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth God, and escheweth evil? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, Doth Job fear God for naught? Hast not thou made an edge about him, and about his house, and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth thine hand now, and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. And the Lord said unto Satan, Behold, all that he hath is in thy power, only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord. So Satan got God to allow him to destroy all that Job had. And, well, the story ends well because God eventually blessed Job with much more than he had initially. But in the meantime, things got very hard for Job. And we read in Job 1, verses 18 to 19, While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, Thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness, and smote the four corners of the house. And it fell upon the young men, and they are dead, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. Now this sounds like a severe storm, such as a tornado hit this house, and tornadoes are created by the Planet X objects. Excuse me. Tornadoes are the result of the gravitational vortex connections which the smaller of these objects make with the surface of the Earth. And you may look at Article 484 entitled Planet X, the cause behind low pressure weather systems. So it appears that Satan was controlling a Planet X system object in order to create this destruction. And here you see some images of a tornado and some water spouts, and you can see the magenta colored light here, and this would be due to Planet X matter, stellar core matter, in the atmosphere absorbing light. So these are severe cyclonic storms, and they are gravitational vortices created by a massive object inside the Earth's atmosphere, up here in the cloud, and are the result of gravitational diffraction. And you may look at Article 403 entitled Earth Losing Atmosphere Due to Planet X Related Gravitational Diffraction. So in conclusion, Planet X objects coming to the Earth and entering the atmosphere can be controlled with intense light and are most likely being used to bring destruction to certain parts of the Earth by the powers that be. And those are the references. This is Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X physicist. Thank you for for watching.